why every single time it pops up, we can't access your video. And I know
Every
that's
time.
a damn lie. I know that's a damn lie. What's going on, Riverside?
Every time.
We need to file a ticket.
We do need to file a ticket.
I'm going to talk to support about this. I'm going to my Karen hat on.
They'll be hearing from me in a strongly worded letter.
How was your weekend off?
When I tell you I think I had the best weekend of my life.
Okay, don't say that. It was without me.
Not really. Not like of my life. You know I'm dramatic. But like, it was just so good. I started it off with a mental health day from work on Friday.
Okay, love that. You deserved that.
Thank you. I had just been feeling so drained, and you know that I was not having a good week last week. And so I just talked to my boss, and she was like, absolutely, you can take the day. So I worked a little bit in the morning just to finish some stuff up, but then I took the rest of the day off, and it was just so great. I went to the gym in the middle of the day, which I never get to do. I went grocery shopping. I caught up with a friend. I made a delicious depression dinner of homemade cacio e pepe, which was so good.
Delightful.
I watched Daisy Jones. I've watched the finale.
I also ate cacio e pepe on Friday, so kindred spirits.
Wow, look at us. Yeah, I finished Daisy Jones in the 6, which was incredible. And then I obviously had to finish it off with some Dance Moms because obviously I was too sad.
Yeah.
After Daisy Jones, I was like, I need
Daisy Jones was a lot. So
yeah, I was like, I need some like pure just fun in my life. And so I did that. And then Saturday I got to sleep in for the first time in I literally don't know how long. And then my friend came, we went to lunch, and then she wanted to start Drive to Survive.
Okay, it was Liz's idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Liz's idea. For any of you listening that don't know, Liz is my other best friend. She and Nicole are like co-maids of honor at my wedding. And she has for a long time just been really supportive of two girls, but has like no idea why. Like she really doesn't know what she's supporting, but she's like very supportive of me. And so we were talking about, you know, some of the exciting things that you and I have coming up. And she was like, I feel like things are about to really kick off for you. And like, I really need to start like knowing what it is that like you're doing and like what you're talking about. She's like, so I've been meaning to start Drive to Survive. And like, I feel like no better time than now because like I can watch with you and I can ask questions as it's happening.
So that's a supportive person in your life.
That is a supportive person in my life. So needless to say, we got through a season and a half.
Nice. By
By the time she left on Sunday, we were on season 2, episode 5.
Okay.
So she's cruising. She's cruising. Loving it. I texted her to tell her what episode we were on, and she was like, okay, perfect. I'm cooking dinner right now and watching on my laptop. And like was like texting me all of her thoughts. It was incredible. I like haven't had a new person start Drive to Survive in a while. And I was like, this is so great. It was so much fun to like watch it with her too from the beginning, like through her eyes.
Right.
I was like, wow, I'm loving this.
I know. I need someone like that in my life as well.
Yeah. So it was really great. And then when she left yesterday, we went on a walk on the beach, which was really nice. And then I took a really long walk on the bike path. And then I came home and it was like beautiful out. And so I read my book in the backyard on the Adirondack chairs. And then went inside and like listened to the birds chirping and just like read a book and like had no music on, no nothing. It was just like quiet. And I was just reading a book, listening to the sounds of nature.
Was Nick on this weekend?
Yeah, he's at a bachelor party. And I was just feeling really like peaceful and fulfilled. Like I was like, this is like, I'm feeling really spiritual right now. I mean, I was reading like a spiritual kind of like book about like the universe. So that probably helped, but it was great.
You deserve to have a really relaxing weekend. I'm so happy for you.
What'd you do? How was your weekend?
I also had a relaxing weekend. Got dinner with a friend on Friday. Watched some March Madness. Saturday did nothing all day. It was gross and rainy. I cooked myself a nice dinner.
What'd you have?
Made a nice steak and some Parmesan smashed potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
And some broccoli, nothing fancy, but because Carly doesn't eat red meat, so I don't often.
Yeah.
Like when she's not home for dinner, I'm just like, I'm craving a steak and I'm going to go cook myself some red meat.
Fuck yeah.
And let me just say, if there's one thing I know how to do, it's cook a steak. Like
You are really good at steaks.
I nail it every single time. I just impress myself. She is a master of meat. Don't you ever forget it.
Don't ever forget it.
And then Sunday was gorgeous, so I went and I got my nails done. And then I walked through the park, and then I went to the gym, and then I came home, and
the gym.
Yeah,
Look at you. She's a gym girl now.
You got me to the gym, and now I'm empowered and inspired to get back at it. So thank you for that.
I'm loving that.
I bought a gallery wall, so I set it up, and I spent some time ordering some photos for it. So really just had a productive weekend. Yeah, you are.
Yay.
There, I put in one of my frames, I did like a little collage of my Polaroids. So
cute. Love that.
So yeah, that was my weekend. And then I watched Succession, which thank God it's back.
I know. I need to watch. Nick doesn't watch. So like, it's just tough when we don't watch the same shows. Like, it's tough for me to like find time to watch the shows that he doesn't watch because
that's fair.
He wants to watch TV together at night, and so I have to
sorry,
figure out time.
It's a Sunday night. Like, I'm not going to be left out of the discourse on this. So like, you better get it together.
I would probably gonna watch on Wednesdays because that's when he has rugby. So
okay,
I feel like that'll be my Succession day. It'll just take me a little bit to finish.
Okay.
Well.
I'm just happy Succession is back because it is everything
show
to me. So
I love that show so much.
Yeah, it was a pretty fulfilling weekend without Formula One. But I'm happy that it's race week again.
Always happy for it to be race week again, but always kind of happy to have a week off.
Although this week, obviously, the race is at like 1 a.m. for us.
So I'm not watching live. I tried last year and I couldn't do it. So
I know. I'm debating. I'm like trying to see if I should go to the bar. I'm going to see if anyone's around to like go to the bar because I fell asleep last year trying to watch it here because I was like on the couch and I was exhausted. So I'm like, maybe I'll go to the bar. Obviously, we're having TGNF watch party in Chicago. Wish we could be there.
Yes, we are. I know. I wish.
Kaylee is graciously hosting a watch party at the Reveler in Chicago. So that should be pretty fun. Hopefully there's a pretty good turnout. So if you're listening, this is the first time you're hearing about it. Go check out our Instagram for more details. But if you're around Saturday night at 11:30 p.m. Central Time, there will be a spot at the Reveler in Chicago for you to go watch the race.
And you're going to have a great time. We know it.
We know that to be true.
Yeah, I surely just will not be watching live. I don't think. Maybe I will be. I mean, I'm having a little wag day on Saturday, because I'm a rugby wag.
Oh, okay.
And Liz is a hockey wag.
Okay.
So Nick has a rugby game outside of Providence, and Rob has a home game in Providence that night. So Liz and I are going to go to Nick's game. And then after Nick is done, he'll come with us to Rob's game that night. And they're all going to hang out and go out and then stay at a hotel. So maybe we'll be up at 1 a.m. and we'll decide to watch. Who knows?
I have so much FOMO.
It's so much fun.
I'm going to cry about it, actually.
Don't cry.
I'm fresh off crying in therapy, so like I'm like in a very emotional state.
Don't cry.
It's fine. It's fine.
You just have to move back here, Nicole. Like, sorry, I do see. You just have to move back here. Like, fun people are here.
It's fine.
And the bad people are gone. We think, maybe. I don't know.
I'm sorry, what's the rumor?
No, I just made that up. I made up that rumor.
I'm sorry, you didn't, there was tea and you didn't tell me?
The bad people are gone from, like, our lives. And that's kind of more what I meant. And I just am like, maybe he left. Nobody knows where he's at.
No one
He
has
has
eyes on
nothing
it.
tying him to Boston anymore.
That's true.
Maybe he moved to Canada. Who knows?
Who cares?
Who cares? Exactly. Move back to Mass because this is where the good people are.
Okay. Your points have been noted,
Thank you.
and they will be taken into consideration.
That's all I can ask.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry to mean to emotionally trauma dump on you on this podcast. Welcome to the T2NF, an F1
An F1
podcast with Kate and Nicole. I'm Nicole.
I'm Kate. We're
your hosts.
This is us. We actually
This is real. This is exactly
where we're supposed
to be.
Yeah, exactly. My thoughts exactly, Nicole. Yeah. We actually have so much to talk about today.
I know. The agenda is action-packed today. Despite it not being a race weekend. Like, people did things this week.
Things were happening. Last week was so boring. This week...
we heard you guys. We heard your calls on our bullshit and said we were super boring. So we're going to put it up to 11 this week.
Literally, so much happened. Literally, so much happened. So, let's just jump in. Let's just jump in because there's too much. There's too much. So, first off, Toto has come out to say that he would have no shame in literally copying Red Bull.
Good for him.
Love it. Love the self-aware king that
shameless.
He literally said, at this stage, we have no dogmatism of how the car should look like. It just needs to be the quickest possible race car. And if that car looks like a Red Bull or like SpaceX, I don't care. It just needs to be quick. And if it's a Red Bull, we will put a little bull somewhere with a sticker, and I will have no shame if it's quick. First of all, say quick one more time, Toto. Say it one more time. But also, you're just going to put a bull on your car. That's literally so funny to me.
He's like, I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it.
Literally.
And he said, it's fine, I'll just fucking whatever I have to do to make sure my car is fast.
I will copy them and then I will beat them. Anything you can do, I can do better.
I will steal their idea and then I will dominate.
Yeah.
You know what though?
I feel like Toto has to be in a crisis right now. He has to be in a personal crisis, being not winning. I feel like he has to be
and the fact that Christian is beating him, right? It's the fact that it's Christian who is beating him has to just be driving this thorn into his side so deeply.
Yeah.
He has to just be spiraling about this.
Well, it's so interesting because obviously, like I said, I started rewatching Drive to Survive. And it just feels really crazy to watch back the 2018 season because that was 5 years ago, which is so weird. But things were so different. Toto and Christian could not have given two shits about each other. They did not talk about each other. It was Christian versus Cyril.
Right.
It was Red Bull, Renault were fighting over the Renault engines. And Mercedes was just dominating and Red Bull was not even near there. They were crashing out. They were having reliability issues. They were not doing well.
Right.
And it just feels so crazy to look back at that and be oh my God, I forgot. I forgot that 2018 and before that was Red Bull was still kind of struggling after their 4 world championships with Seb. They were still kind of in this downward slump. And it was also very funny because I forgot that in 2018, Haas came 4th in the constructors.
Yeah, they were.
What's happened to them? They were doing so good.
I know. They literally. Well, it's because then they lost all their sponsorship money because they had just
No, because it was the year that they did really well, and then they got Rich Energy, and then they started being bad because they didn't. I guess they didn't, but they didn't have the money before that in 2018. They changed their car. And the whole second season is them being we need to go back to last year's car. We have to go back to last year's car. But with, I think, regulation changes, they couldn't. I don't know. But I was damn, Gunther really had it for a minute there.
He did. He will get it back again.
Yes, we know that.
And you would think that Christian would also just be in his own lane now that Red Bull is clearly going to be dominating. But he can't sit out and just mind his business and stay in his lane. So there will be many more spicy words from Christian.
I can't wait to hear his response to this and be oh, Toto has always wanted to be like me.
Yeah. He's
also,
he wants to fuck my wife too. Okay.
I also was dying because I just forget how many like iconic scenes there are of Christian's family. Like
his family has always been iconic in this series, and like they've always brought the entertainment value for sure.
Like season 1, they're at his house and Jerry brings like 2 donkeys over and Christian goes, "Oh, it's Daniel and Max." Yes. And I'm just like, why? And then they're like
2 asses.
And then they're going to the Spice Girls concert in season 2 or something. And he's like, "Come on, Geraldine, you're gonna be late for your own show." Just like, why is this in Drive to Survive? It's just like the Horners. I feel like he's really angling for like a Keeping Up with the Kardashians style show, but about his family. Like he wants it so bad.
Well, his daughter is primed and ready to be a TV star, and we know that.
She's got those sound bites locked and loaded.
Yeah, she knows a sound bite in her core. She's like,
got the personality. She's got the sound bites. She's ready for her. I feel like she's ready to be Chloe.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's on like, who out of the Kardashians do we think she's gonna be most like?
Chloe.
Or even I feel like younger Kendall and Kylie, like early Kendall and Kylie.
Oh, when they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, when they were just like teenagers and like
weird.
preteens and weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe like Rob, where Rob's just riding the Nepo baby train so hard. He's like, "I'm gonna come out with a sock line."
What is Rob up to these days? Like, do we know?
I think he's just trying to get skinny again.
I
don't know. He's so out of the limelight, and I'm really happy for him that he's just like chilling. He's just chilling.
Either way, sorry, we've derailed the conversation.
We really
from
have.
Toto copying Red Bull to Christian Horner.
What Rob Kardashian is doing with his life these days. But do you remember when Arthur George socks came out and everyone was like, "What?"
Yeah,
he was like, "The socks are my passion."
Like, I don't understand. Like, okay, but I feel like also during that point in history, in like during the culture, like socks were a huge thing that people were obsessed with back then. Like, I feel like everyone and their mother had a sock line.
Why? I guess it's like the one thing that like you are always gonna need.
I guess.
Right? Like like no one's really innovating socks. It's ready for disruption. The sock industry was primed for disruption at that point in time.
I still don't think anyone has really disrupted anything at this point, but
I don't know. Bombas, I feel like came on the scene and is now like premium socks. I never really thought there would be like premium socks.
Yeah, but like,
do you have a favorite sock brand? I feel like people do have favorite socks though.
I literally exclusively buy mine from Costco.
The KBs.
Yes, which you think it's Kirkland brand, and it's not Kirkland brand. It's a different company.
It's like Karen Baker.
I don't know what it
like
is,
that.
But I exclusively only buy those.
That's why you and I always get our socks mixed up, because they both always say KB on them.
One thing, I hate matching socks, and so I only buy one pair of one type of socks so that I don't ever have to match them.
Interesting. I used to do that in high school. I used to do that in high school. It would be, but then I got like really OCD about it. Like, obviously it's me. And so I can't just like take anything and like just do it without rules. So I would not match my socks, but they had to like coordinate. So like they either had to both, like if one of them had like stripes on it, then the other one had to be like either a different version of stripes or a pattern that had one of the same colors in it. So they had to like be not matching but also kind of match, and it was like rebellious of me.
But that's what I'm saying, like I don't even have pattern socks. Like I only have black Nike mid-caps.
I thought you meant like I only buy like, so you always have different socks.
No, I only have like the white ankle socks and like black Nike mid caps, and that's it, because then I just throw them in and I can just pull two out and it doesn't matter, and they're matching. So
fair. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you lose one.
Exactly.
I've currently become really into the Old Navy. I think they're called quarter crews. They just like hit at a really nice like spot on my ankle. Like they look like the mid calves on people, but I have short legs, so like mid calves like go like literally all the way up my leg, and like they look so dumb. And so these ones are like quarter crews, and they just go up a little bit above my ankle, and they look really good, and they're really soft. So anyways,
not SpawnCon. Okay, sorry guys.
Anyways, outside of socks, Madrid's F1 exhibition is in some hot water right now.
Yeah, well, and honestly, I don't understand why people are so upset.
This is a segment that we like to call "Why Be Upset When You Can Just Have Fun." So Madrid opened an F1 exhibition with like all these like historical cars and things. They have Roman Grosjean's car that caught on fire in there. Like they have all these cool things, but people are super, super upset at the gift shop because why the fuck not? Like, because everyone needs to find something to be mad about. But they're selling a mug that has the iconic "No, Michael, no" radio message from the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, in which fans are saying is rubbing their barefaced corruption in our faces.
Okay.
And I just want to say, go touch some grass.
Literally, it's not that dramatic.
Rubbing their barefaced corruption in our faces.
Be so fucking for real right now.
Like, guys, no, they're actually just celebrating the launch of the Big Booty mix that came out during the Austin Grand Prix weekend, in which Toto was quoted. So please relax.
It's just one of those things where it's like, can we please be serious in the grand scheme of issues with the sport? And that is very clearly not something that we need to be focusing our energy on.
Like, in this sport that is so just like problematic all the time, like it's one of those things where it's like, choose your battles. Like you have to pick your battles, and like, are you going to care about the fact that F1 is like literally stopping drivers from having literally any views of their own? Or are you going to care that they're selling a mug that says "No, Michael, no" on it?
What are they actually rubbing their barefaced corruption in our faces?
Like, so here's the thing is like, I get it. I get that that was like a very controversial moment in the sport and people are still upset about it. I understand that. I can't say whether or not it was deserved or undeserved or whatever. The decision was made and it happened. However, all of these other things are happening also that people are upset about. The ban on jewelry that's very targeted towards Lewis. The ban on wearing political statements on your shirts, also very targeted at Lewis. Like, and Seb and drivers that are doing this, all these crackdowns on rules, all these different things, the penalties that they're just like making up as they go. Yeah. But if we're going to complain about all of these different things, they can't fix everything, and they're absolutely not going to. So if you're going to give them 5 different things that you're saying you need to fix this, what are they going to do to show some action? They're going to pick the easiest one to fix. So they're going to hear all these complaints from all over the place, and what are they going to do? Say, we won't sell this mug anymore. And is that really what you want? And then they're going to say,
on the back,
we're hearing you. We hear you. We see you. We're making changes. Like, is that really what you want to do? Or can we maybe pick our battles and touch a little bit of grass and only focus on calling for action on these larger things that are actually impacting the world and people and like the political landscape of our culture and making and like pushing for change there?
Exactly.
Feels like a better use of our time and anger.
I hear that.
And that's been today's episode of Why Be Upset When You Can Just Have Fun.
And to be fair, I just out of spite would love a "No, Michael, no."
I'm gonna buy it.
Just out of spite now. I'll give F1 more of my money.
They deserve it.
We saw the return of 2 F1 greats.
Yeah, we did.
In Austin this weekend.
We sure did.
Kimi Räikkönen and Jenson Button were racing at the NASCAR race in Coda this weekend.
They sure were. Mintu is there, pregnant and glowing with their 2 little adorable children. So we also saw a return of a legend in the paddock, and that was Mintu.
More importantly, the queen has returned.
Mintu was back in a paddock.
The paddock.
No, but so Kimmy's done NASCAR before. Obviously, he's done F1 before. He's done NASCAR before. Last summer, he was at Watkins Glen, so he kind of like knows what's going on. Like he kind of has the lay of the land. Jensen Button did not. And from what we've heard from our friends, it was a bit of a shit show. For him, he just kind of didn't really know what was going on. He was like, I can't believe that, like, cars don't get out of the way when they're on a slow lap and I'm on a fast lap. And, like, he's like, I can't believe how much we were, like, touching each other. And, like, he was exhausted and he couldn't talk to media after the race because he was, like, so sweaty. Like, it's just really funny to me, and, like, goes to show that, like, yes, F1 is considered, like, the pinnacle of motorsport and the most elite motorsport, but, like, that doesn't mean it's harder than other racing series. Right. And, like, it's, like, these other series are difficult in their own rights.
Right. So the next time you try to speak ill on NASCAR, please remember this championship winning driver, like, had a hard time competing in NASCAR.
Like, I just loved that this portion of this article that was written by our friend Elizabeth Blackstock. He said, or she writes, Button admitted that he enjoyed 60% of the race, while the other 40% was, quote, a bit silly, the amount we were hitting each other, end quote. He also admitted to suffering from heat exhaustion despite wearing a cool suit, requiring him to stop twice to be doused in ice and water. So he did the ALS challenge twice during this race. He could have raised so much money. Jensen Button bringing the ALS Ice Bucket challenge back to the NASCAR scene. Did you ever do the Ice Bucket challenge?
No.
I got nominated like 10 times and I never did it because I was too scared.
Okay, but also, like, what was the point? Because, like, I actually was a child and I wasn't donating any money. So, like,
it's just like awareness, I guess. It was like,
how much money did they actually raise?
I don't know.
Actually, I have heard from that guy who started it. He, like, did an interview because people were like, what was the benefit of the Ice Bucket Challenge? But he said they actually raised, like, so much money and awareness because people were like, what the fuck is ALS?
I'm sorry, did they never read Tuesdays with Maury?
Guess not.
Uncultured. Duh.
So I guess it did do a lot of awareness, but no, I did not participate in dumping a bucket of ice on my head.
I didn't either.
The thing about me, I don't like when people call me out on social media things and, like, ask me to do things. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I don't want to participate in that. So
any cold wet thing.
Yeah,
I don't really like, so I wasn't about to do that.
Not really for me.
Wow, 2 episodes in a row.
How many episodes in a row?
Can we use that one line in different contexts?
And I hope you guys, the listeners, know what that line is from. If you don't, go ahead.
If they don't, then they can stop listening to us.
Please don't.
Don't
Google it or don't. Just maybe one day you'll figure it out. I hope
one day you'll know it's an Easter egg. Okay. And then some great news.
Fantastic
news is that former F1 driver Nelson Piquet, father of Max Verstappen's girlfriend Kelly Piquet, has been fined nearly $1 million for his racist, homophobic comments about Lewis Hamilton. And that's what we like to say is karma.
Do we know who this money is directly going to?
I didn't read into it that much, no.
Okay. Because I would just be curious about, like, who's getting this money?
Yeah.
Is it going to a charity that's combating racist and homophobic?
Is it going to Lewis's pocket?
Is it going to Lewis himself? Honestly, it should be going to Lewis himself.
I wish. I hope.
Is it going to the FIA? Because that's shitty.
Tell me.
Charges against Piquet were filed by several human rights groups, with the court ordering Piquet to pay collective moral damages to be allocated to funds for the promotion of racial equality and against discrimination of the LGBTQIA community. The ruling was based on the definition of racial discrimination outlined in Brazil's 2010 Statute of Racial Equality. So he does have to pay out to a variety of different organizations that are combating that. So
I like that. I'm okay with that. I'll take it.
Hopefully those are good organizations that are actually making a good impact in the world. But
Yeah, agreed.
Either way, that's $1 million out of Nelson Piquet's pocket, which is probably like fucking $10 for him, but still.
Okay, something else that happened, and I would like to say, first of all, this is Max Verstappen getting a little bit of a taste of his own damn medicine.
Literally.
So I'm happy about this. So
this is
Nike,
probably one of the best pieces of news to come out this week.
Nike is blocking Max's Max One clothing brand. They're saying that Max One is too similar to its longtime Air Max shoe line, including other Max Force Ones, Air Force Ones, whatever, products and other variations that include similar keywords. So they basically gave him like a cease and desist and are shutting that down. And good.
How does it feel?
You guys know that Max Verstappen has sent us 2 cease and desists for putting his name on merch that we are selling, and
not even his full name, just his
full name, and on something that just said Super Max.
Yeah, you're right.
So
he can shove it, and I don't even fucking care, because that's what you get. Trying to harm small businesses with your clout, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm glad someone above you is there to take you down a notch.
Max. All the Max fans are going to come for us.
Whatever.
We don't hate Max. Once again, we don't hate Max. We don't hate Max. We actually like him, but disclaimer, we don't hate Max. Please don't come for us and say that we hate Max. We literally like everyone. So please, leave us alone.
I'm just saying that, like,
can't be bullied this week, all right? I had a really tough week last week, and, like, I can't be bullied this week, so just please, just know that we really like Max, but we are also allowed to be mad at him for ceasing and desisting us and make a joke about it. It's just a joke, okay? Why be mad? Why be upset when you can just have fun? We're just having fun, okay?
You had one mental health weekend, and her energy to fight is back. She said, pull up, haters.
Just please don't bully me.
Just, like, don't bully me, but, like, I'll fight you if you do.
You know who you can bully if you want? F1 CEO Domenicali. You can bully him if you want, because he
we should always bully CEOs.
We should always
except for these two
except
CEOs.
For us. Nicole, please. Please.
There's only 2 she-hoes that you should not bully, and their names are Kate and Nicole, so please don't bully us.
Please don't bully us. But you can bully the F1 CEO because he's doing something stupid, which is that he might end F1 free practices. He said, I'm a supporter of the cancellation of free practice sessions, which are great use to the engineers, but that the public doesn't like. And the fans are saying he only cares about show and money. The sport comes after for him. And, like, also, who doesn't like free practice? Like, yeah, it's the least exciting part of the weekend, but it's also, like, cars. Like, I think it's fun. Like, also, my ticket for a race weekend better go the fuck down if I'm not getting 3 full days out of this.
100%.
And if I'm only getting 1 qualifying on Saturday, not like a practice and a qualifying, like, I'm paying half price.
Half price
At least.
Yeah, I don't, like, so out of touch, I guess. Like, this is one of the bigger problems with F1 in general, right? We talk about this all the time. Out of touch they are with the actual fans. And, like, this is just kind of one of those statements where it's like,
you think that's what fans want? Like,
yeah.
There's so, like I'm saying, choose your battles. There are so many other things that fans want or don't like that would be better use of you to, like, cancel or change.
It's just astonishing to me. And once again, men just thinking that because they're in charge, they know exactly what's going on. It's incredible to see. And so, you know what? I would like to see him try and cancel free practice and see how that goes.
It's just like, what's the point? Like, I don't...
Is it to save money?
But it's also, like, they're great use for the engineers. Yeah, like, practice is really important for, like, the sport.
Even the drivers, too.
Yes, it's important for the sport because they have to be... They're at a new track. Some of these drivers have never driven on this track before. They need to practice it. Sometimes they're brand new cars. Like, especially this year, regulations are changing. Like, every single year, it's, like, it's a new car, and it's the first time that car's been on that track. They have to practice to see... Yeah. How the tires work, how the engines work, how are they on the straight lines, how are they around the corners, like, what do they need to adjust for this specific track, like has the track been resurfaced recently? Like, what is degradation like on the tires? Like, they have to know these things. There's so many details that go into the strategy for Sunday. What are they supposed to do? Just do that during qualifying?
Is he just talking about canceling like
viewership of it?
Yeah, televised?
No, I think like it said cancellation of free practice sessions. So like no more free practices. But also it's just like, okay, I don't know. I just think it's so dumb. And like of anything, that's like the last thing that needed to be changed.
Again, priorities.
That's like when you work somewhere and everyone's like, we wish we, you know, got more money and maybe didn't have to work so much. And they're like, you know what? You're so right. We'll throw you a pizza party. And you're like, what if you just like made it enjoyable for me to like work here?
You and me know a little bit about that.
We know a little bit about that. Not my current job. If anyone from my current job is listening, that's not how I feel about that. It was our first job.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
it's just one of those things where it's like, can you just get your head out of your ass and like actually consider what's happening here? Because that's certainly not it.
Certainly not it. Okay.
You know what else is not it?
What is not it?
James Key.
James Key, definitely not it. Hot or not, James Key is not. Smash or pass. McLaren's passing on James Key, that's for damn sure.
Tyra said, you are not America's Next Top Model today.
And they said, James, I have 3 photos in front of me. You are not one of them.
You are not one of them.
So McLaren have parted ways with their technical director, James Key, as part of a series of organizational changes. So obviously, reorg. We obviously know that McLaren has been struggling this season, kind of last season, kind of the season before that. Kind of like since 2018, because season 1 of Drive to Survive, they were so bad. So I'm like really looking at the like Drive to Survive through
when
whole
Zach
new
Brown
eyes now.
Kind of came into it, or
gotta call up Ophie. So they are doing a whole bunch of organizational changes. Honestly, this happened in season 1 of Drive to Survive because they were doing so bad, and there was a conversation where Zach calls Alonso, who was on McLaren at the time, and is like, I just accepted this guy's resignation. And the guy, like, the buck stops with the guy in charge who you're speaking with right now, meaning himself. And I was like, you're so lame. So maybe we'll see some new stuff. Apparently, though, I did hear a rumor that they have a couple candidates in mind, including someone from the Ferrari organization. And so people are like, is it going to be Mattia? Is Mattia coming back for McLaren because he started off as an engineer at Ferrari, and like, could he go back for that? TBD. So we shall see. Throw your M's up.
Watching Mattia.
M's up. Okay. And another thing that everyone has been sending us.
Everyone wants us.
Everyone wants to speak on this. This might be the hottest topic. The hot Ferrari mechanic, pit crew person. I don't know. The guy that signals the cars out of the garage is hot. And there's a TikTok of him, and people are just like, who is this? And everyone wants our thoughts on it. And I'm just like, I don't really know what thoughts you want to hear from me other than like, who is that? And he's hot.
Someone did solve who it was. I saw a comment. I think on the TikTok, there's like a pinned comment of who that person is. But yeah, he just works for Ferrari. And
he lets the cars know when it's time to get the heck out of that garage.
He's got a lot of riz, as the kids say.
Okay, throwback to the make your own bar game that we played on the 4th of July last year. And some of David's friends made the riz. And that was the first time I ever learned the word the riz.
I didn't even know. I don't even remember that, but that's so funny because I honestly didn't even know.
Remember, they were like playing
word until like months ago. So they were really ahead of the curve on that.
I mean, my brother's friends. One thing about them, they're hip.
The youths.
They are the youths.
We gotta hang out with them more.
We're the kids of America. Well, the kids of America. Yeah, remember they were like playing jazz. And they're like, yeah, the Riz is like having, and they were like made the whole bar about it. And we were like, what does this mean? Geriatric millennials.
Showing our age. Okay, well, good to know. I'm gonna start texting the Davids and Sean to be like,
What are the new words?
what are the new buzzwords I need to be knowing? You guys are like my youthful thesaurus.
Oh, you guys are the kids of America.
You girls keep me young. That's me.
Okay, enough about F1 as at large. Let's talk about the drivers.
Let's
talk about the drivers.
So, we really have Carlos in his influencer era.
I literally could not handle these Instagram stories. Who gave him this idea?
No, I was thinking, I was like, is this another tactic, Carlos, to staying awake? You now have to be an influencer and document your entire flight. So you have to stay awake and create content
in order to do it.
So that's another hack. You just
that
gotta
is
pretend,
a hack.
You gotta pretend that you are an Instagram influencer and you can't let the people down.
Like him just being like, I'm gonna teach you how to avoid jet lag going from the UK or from Europe to Australia.
Sorry, and Carlos, I didn't know I signed up for a masterclass today.
Yeah, masterclass about to send me an email. Your new instructor, Carlos Sainz, on how to avoid a jet lag. Like, and the way he was writing it was like so funny. He just kept being like, light therapy. You need light. You need sunlight. And I was like, oh my God, okay.
It was really fun to follow along, though. Like, I was like, thank you so much, Carlos.
It was really funny.
This is really sweet of you. And, like, I know you're just trying to bestow some wisdom on these. I was like, on your luxury first class.
Yeah, he's like, sometimes I get up and I go to the bar to chat with coworkers. And I'm like, okay.
I was like, okay,
you're rich.
Me and economy going to Australia. Yeah, I'm gonna go and chat with my coworkers at the bar. Also, his TV screen was like a full fucking 13-inch screen TV. It's as big as this thing behind me, and he's just watching TV. And I'm like, yeah, it'd be easy to stay awake when I'm not like looking at a screen that's 3 inches big.
Literally. It's so funny. Like, all of it was really... And he's like, when I get there, I'm going to go play golf. And he, like, went to play golf with Lando. And he's like, by my estimation and my previous knowledge, by 11 o'clock, I'm going to be really tired. And I was like, he's so funny to me. I want to be inside his brain so bad.
So badly.
I, like, just want to know what the inside of his brain sounds like.
Silence.
I
would love to know what silence in here sounds like.
I love Carlos. Okay. Also, another thing happening in Australia.
Lots of things happening down under.
Down bad down under this week. Danny was back in an F1 car for maybe the cringiest, worst video I've ever watched. I watched it and I literally the whole time was just like,
I'm telling you right now, I started it and I turned it off because I couldn't
finish it. It was so bad. They tried to make it like this action adventure movie. And first of all, why was it so long? Second of all, why are they having non-actors try to act? Third of all, what is happening? Danny's like outrunning a helicopter. He's like, I don't know. I had no idea what was happening, but
the only question I have, did they film that on his farm?
Is that what Danny's farm looks like? Where's the guy? Where's the guy who does Google Maps pinpointing a location?
We have a task for you.
We have a task for you. See this man in his tractor. Please tell me where this exactly is.
But also I was like, I feel like this tractor footage, like there's like a video of, or like over the pandemic, Danny filmed that exact same video wearing the exact same outfit, like on his GoPro, singing a song. I'll go down.
Maybe he has one farmer outfit.
Maybe
he has his farm clothes. It's like my dad has his painting clothes. Danny has his tractor clothes. He's like, oh, it's tractor day. I gotta get my tractor clothes on.
It was just like so. It was. It was a thing that happened, and it was a thing that I once again can point to Danny being court jester for Red Bull.
Like, there's not a lot of like content that our favorite drivers come out with that I'm gonna personally elect not to watch. That was one.
It's just like, for me, I think I have a hard time watching Red Bull content with Danny Rick because it seems so inauthentic, and it's just like they are farming him for content, and it just
No
like
pun
doesn't.
intended.
No pun intended. It just feels so sad for me to watch. Like it's not like a fun interview with him where like he's being himself. Like it feels forced,
Yeah.
and I just like I'm not like a fan, to be honest. So.
Well,
You
something
heard
else
it.
that you were not a fan of that happened in Australia was a video of another Australian F1 driver that we got,
Oh yeah.
Oscar Piastri, filmed a video of himself going back to Australia and bringing his girlfriend, Lily, with him. And Nicole, take it away. You were displeased.
I just like
I didn't even like really see it at first because I like barely watched and I was mostly looking at to see what Lily was wearing because like that's who I cared about
so
in
it
that video.
starts off they're like getting in a helicopter. It's raining.
He's like, you can see my mom's house from here.
He's like they're walking to the helicopter. He's got the umbrella. He's only holding it over himself.
And not even like in the middle of them over himself, like to the side where it's barely
visibly-
even over himself.
It's just like it was the first thing I noticed, and I think this is kind of like one of those things where I am always kind of like hyper aware of how men are treating their girlfriends and how it's like the bare minimum is like expected. And for this, I was just like, Oscar, you clearly don't care about your girlfriend that much if you don't even care to hold the umbrella over her while it's raining. Like, where even me with my friends who I'm literally not even romantically involved in, I'm like, here's your umbrella, like get in the umbrella with me.
It's raining.
It's raining. Like the bar is so low for men to even have like a single ounce of common decency and like use their brains to like think about other people. And so I just was like, I couldn't even watch the rest of the video because I was like, I'm mad. I'm mad for Lily that he couldn't even hold the umbrella over her. I don't care how exorbitant this date is. It was just left me with a sour taste in my mouth. So men, if you are listening to this and you are not thinking about your girlfriend when you're holding an umbrella, please start to think about those things.
Start to think about it. This is a PSA.
PSA, please, from me.
PSA,
Okay?
share the umbrella.
I didn't
Nicole has some trauma with people sharing umbrellas, and she wants everyone to feel that love that she
Yes,
felt when
you guys
that
should
old woman in
know.
Italy shared her umbrella with her.
Yes,
And if you
everyone
don't know that
deserves-
story, that's
go back
on
and
you.
listen to episode 1.
I think it was 1, yeah.
Yeah, 1. You can start from the top as your penance.
Okay, I want to talk about Lewis really quickly
Please.
because I was dying. They did one of those F1 videos where it's like, say, like, you have 3 seconds to name 3 drivers on the grid, or like, you have 5 seconds to name 3 apps you have on your phone. Lewis has said that the 3 apps off the top of his head on his phone, top of his head, first ones that he could think of were Monopoly, WhatsApp, and his email. Did I know that there was a Monopoly app? Nope. Did I think that that was going to be Lewis's number one, like, most thought of app?
Certainly not.
Certainly not.
Certainly not. I mean, what do you think? What do you think he plays as the character? The car
Yeah,
or the dog?
true.
I feel
No,
like
because he plays against Roscoe. Definitely, he like plays against like the computer, but names the computer Roscoe, and that's the dog.
I just like I can't think of a less fun game to play on my phone than Monopoly.
Like,
Lewis, are you okay?
I was just like, that is the most random fucking app I could have ever thought of. The fact, first one out of his mouth, Monopoly, WhatsApp, email.
He probably plays Monopoly like in between press rounds, so he's constant. That's why I was top of mind for
Constantly,
him, 'cause he
yeah.
was like, all
playing
right, well,
Monopoly.
I'm spinning until I get out of jail. You know, he's like, I gotta roll doubles. I'm not paying to get out of jail.
Like, it's unbelievable. And then we have Alex Albon, who the top 3 apps that he could think of was Google Maps, Waze, and Apple Maps. He's like, I get lost a lot. I was like, just have every map app I would die for him. Literally.
I mean, that's fair. He's got to be, usually when he's driving in an F1 car, he
Yeah.
doesn't have to think about maps, but when he's out on the road, he's
I just want to know, like,
lost.
I just want to know, like, what do you use the three of them for? Like, what do you use Apple Maps versus Google Maps versus Waze for? Like, what are the different use cases?
Well, what is your map app of preference?
Waze.
Same.
But I will say that I use Apple Maps, I guess, if I need to like look at like directions of things, because in Waze you can't really say like, or like if I'm just trying to look something, like if I'm trying to look up like where Nebraska is in the country, because I don't know geography, like I would like look at like I would type, like I would use that map. So I would use those two, but I feel like Google Maps is the same thing as Apple Maps, so like I just don't know why he has those two.
See, I don't even have Apple Maps on my phone. I have it deleted. I only use Google Maps.
I feel like you use one or the other of those two.
Yeah. I use Waze for driving, but that's it because
Yeah.
of the speed cameras and the cops, and that's it.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
everything else, I'm a Google Maps girly.
Yeah. I just love Alex. I would die for him. Okay. And the last thing on here that we need to talk about before we get to the girls' room is something that I know is very personal to you, and so I'm gonna let you take this one away.
Now,
something happened.
Tom Daley and Lando Norris did a podcast together. And a little bit of backstory on me is that I went to the London Olympics in 2012 and I fell in love with Tom Daley. And that's an understatement. I was fully obsessed with him. One time I came back and I was having a sleepover with my friends and I literally was sleep talking and I said, "Woo, yeah, go Tom." In my sleep. I loved him so much. At this point, I didn't know he was gay. I don't even know if he was out at the time. My gaydar was not very good at 18 years old, but you know what?
None of
I'm
ours
happy
were.
for him. He is now a child bride. He loves to knit. But they did a podcast together, and that was like so spiritual for me. And it was one of the most wholesome conversations that I've ever listened to.
And they just were knitting together.
They were just like, he was teaching Lando how to knit, and I just don't think Lando would give a flying fuck about knitting, but the fact that he did that for Tom was like so nice. And I just was like, two British legends, two small British legends coming together
that mean a whole lot to Nicole. And they did that for you.
Lando has been kind of on like I feel like a PR move lately, like to kind of be on the up and up. I think after, he can be a little attitude-y. I think that's pretty standard for 24-year-old boys, 23-year-old boys. And so I think his PR team is like, how can we get him the soft boy look back? Here's what we'll do. We'll have him knit with Tom Daley.
And I mean, it worked.
It really did. So thank you. Kudos to Lando's PR team, because you made my day. Thank you so much.
We know you did that for Nicole.
Yeah, that was personally for me. Thank you.
All right. It's time.
Kick it off for
the girls' room.
Let's go.
All right, so the first thing here is we were wrong, and I said our watch was over last week prematurely, as always. As always, when I make a firm statement like that, I'm always going to get proved wrong. So Elena and Esteban, I love that in the agenda, it autocorrected to Essie. Elena and Essie are still on. They're still together. After we recorded the podcast last week, there was some photo evidence of them being in the same place. And then there was actually a photo of them together at an Alpine event. So I think we just have to chalk it up to these two are fucking weird. And they're always going to keep us on our toes. And we'll
never know.
She's just an emo girl at heart. And she's always going to post emo girl shit and self-help stuff. And if that works for her, I love that for her. We can relate to that. So they're still on, guys. Questions are over. The watch has ended.
Until we have absolute definitive proof that Elena and Esteban are donezo, then we shall not be making
I'll never make a false claim again. Like,
false claims on them.
Oh my goodness, they really just do be keeping me on my toes. Another wild thing that I have to talk about is Luisa, Lando's ex, was at MotoGP this weekend. I assume she was there as like a PR thing. She was there as a guest of one of the teams. But also someone that I'm assuming she's related to races in MotoGP, Miguel Oliveira. Her last name is Oliveira, and she tagged him a few times, so I have to assume it's like her cousin or uncle or like something. However, I went down a little rabbit hole on this because I was trying to figure out like, so I looked at Miguel Oliveira and I tried to see if she was like listed on his Wikipedia as his sister or something. But I found out something even better. Let me tell you. His personal section of his Wikipedia, aka the only place that's ever worth looking at on a Wikipedia page, is the personal life section, said that in like 2020 or something, or a few years ago, he announced that he was engaged to his stepmom's daughter, aka his stepsister. They're getting married. And then they had a baby. It's not really incest, but it's still weird to me.
It's still weird.
It's still just like, I'm just kind of like, I wish that they didn't put that detail in. Could have been like, he announced his engagement to this girl who like, maybe they were dating first and their parents met and like I just feel like it's still
do you know in this personal section, and you probably don't know this, do you know how long that woman was his stepmom for? Okay.
No, I don't know that. So it's really giving Even Stevens. Remember that show? No, Life with Derek. It's giving Life with Derek. Just kind of
giving Clueless.
Yeah. It's just kind of,
it's odd.
It's interesting. It's different. They don't share blood, so it's not Game of Thrones-esque. It's just kind of like, I wonder how that happened. I just have some questions.
I just have
judging.
A few follow-up questions that I would love.
I'm not judging. To each their own. Love is love. But if it was incest, I would be judging. But it's not. So, but like, let me tell you that I just was like, I wonder if Luisa is related to this person. And then this is what I find out.
Surprise.
It was a roller coaster for me.
You're learning things. You're learned.
For sure learning. I'm always learning something. So the next thing on the list here is Egle. I don't know how to say her name.
Yeah, it's Egle. Remember?
Egle. Oh, right. We did. Egle and Nico Hulkenberg were in Dubai with their cutie little mashed potato daughter. This girl is an absolute little pudding pie. She has so many little rolls. She has like the biggest head. I'm so obsessed with her. I just want to like smush her. Like I just want to like squeeze her. Like, oh my God. She's just a marshmallow. I love her so much.
They're like, we will be having a restraining order against Kate and my daughter.
And it's like, have you seen the photos? Like this girl is just an absolute
really cute
squish ball.
She's adorable.
I love her. So anyways, they just had a cute little family vacay. Obviously, Egle is the crochet queen. And so she had a very cute cover up that I was like, I kind of need that. So loving this little family wholesomeness. Issa was back with the fashion content, serving us looks. She wore this incredible like hot pink suit, like short suit.
So good. Yeah.
I was like, this is the Issa I know and love. I feel like she has been like playing it safe a little bit recently. And like this one, I was like, this is it. This is what I wanted. I like the bold style.
Brunette Issa is really bringing a whole new game.
She did not come to play.
And I love that for her.
What I did find interesting though is when she wore the pink suit, she was at an event for a brand called Paige. And Kelly PK recently did a photo shoot with Paige. And so I was like, I wonder if they were at that event together. I wonder if they know they talk. I wonder, you know, I just always want to know the friendships.
Kelly's been real quiet lately.
So because she probably knew that her dad was going to have to pay $1 million in damages to Lewis. She's like,
Yeah, she's been real hush hush lately.
Yeah.
Which, as she should be, as any Nepo baby should be, they should just be quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. Lily, our favorite Lily. No offense to Oscar's Lily, but Lily
Her
just
birthday
posted
post.
the cutest birthday post for Alex that has ever been seen in the world. I love
just
them.
am obsessed with them.
They're everything.
They're
I love them
gold
so
for
much.
me. Like, celebrity couple that I would like to emulate is them.
Yes.
Personally.
Absolutely. They're just like, and they just love each other, and you can just tell that they have so much fun. They just have
so much fun. Yeah, they like literally love spending time together.
Like, they are each other's best friends.
Yeah,
it's adorable.
So inspirational.
I love that for them.
I would love for them to like write a book on like how to find your soulmate.
I think would love that.
I would read it in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Do we know how they met?
No, but I'm assuming Instagram.
I wonder who slid up first.
Alex definitely slid. Lily's too cool. You know, like Lily's.
Now, this is a beat that we would like to explore further, is how everyone met their significant others.
And the dynamics of that meet cute. How exactly did it happen?
How did it happen?
Do you have the receipts of your first message? I need to know it. Okay, and the last thing in the girls' room is for your consideration.
Once again,
Chloe Stroll, Grammys 2024.
It's
Chloe gave us a little sneak peek into a cover of a song, but she's hard at work in the studio, and she was like, I'm not going to show you what I'm actually working on, but here's a fun cover that I did. Let me tell you, the cover was kind of slow and boring, but I'm excited to see what else she does.
The day she drops her first full-length album, like we're
taking a day off
party.
work.
Yeah, we're having a party. We're having a listening
party. Yeah.
Like, I can't wait.
I hope we get to go to the launch party.
Chloe, if you're listening, we're your literal biggest fans. Please sign us up.
Like, oh my God, Chloe Stroll, I'm your biggest fan.
I'll follow you until you love me.
Need it. So
stay tuned for that party, guys. You'll be invited.
Tuned. Everyone's going to be invited. We're all going to do a midnight listening party for Chloe Stroll's album when it happens. All right. Anything else that you can think of from this week, Nicole?
No, I don't. I think we basically covered it all.
All right. Well, take us away into Manifest Minute.
All right. This week's Manifest Minute is going out to Kelly. And Kelly has been trying to make it in professional golf, like our girl Lily. And turned pro about a year ago. So she played professional mini tours all last year and is planning on doing the same this spring and summer. Playing professional golf has been her dream since she was a wee 7 years old. And it's crazy to her that she's so close. So Kelly would really love the collective power of TGNF and Manifest Minute to, you know, manifest a successful year in golf and get her closer to her dreams of going fully pro.
Hell yeah.
So,
and now that I've watched Full Swing on Netflix, I'm in.
You I get it. You know.
I get it. I get the hype.
So I join everyone to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. And now imagine Kelly crushing competition after competition after competition this spring and summer. She's getting holes in ones. She's getting birdies. She's getting eagles. And she is smashing the competition.
What are them laws with them eagles?
She knows that she is the best pro golfer out there. And there's no doubt in her mind that she's only leveling up her career from here.
Mm-hmm.
She's collecting medals. She's collecting trophies. Sponsors are knocking at her door to get her into the next league. I think that's how it works. I don't know.
Yep.
You know, I'm not
once again, one of those things. Let's keep it vague if we don't know the details.
It's very hard for me. Anyway, Kelly succeeds, and you will be hearing about her come August because she will just be on the scene crushing it.
Absolutely.
And now let's take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and open our eyes. And really, let's just try and go through the rest of the weekend with positive intentions, whether that's being kind to yourself, being kind to a stranger, taking a walk outside, being grateful to, appreciate the sunshine, whatever it is. Let's have some positive energy moving into the next week and really just visualize Kelly succeeding in her goals. And we know that with positive actions, with positive mindset comes positive actions. So
absolutely.
That about wraps up Manifest Minute, Kelly. We are wishing you the best of luck on this journey. Don't forget us when you're, the next Tiger Woods. I'm trying to think of a professional female athlete, a professional female golfer. I used to know.
Lily He, bitch.
Okay, let us know when you're the next Lily He. And maybe you'll be dating a Formula One driver as well.
We
if
can
that's
only
a goal
hope.
for you. But either way, Kelly, best of luck. We know you've got this.
We know it. No doubt.
No doubt, no doubt.
Full swing, baby.
Full send, full swing.
And not only does that wrap up Manifest Minute, but that wraps up our show.
It's been a week.
It's been quite a week.
We'll see you guys next week for Australian GP recap. Hopefully, a lot of shenanigans happen.
Hopefully.
But until then,
we'll
see you guys on Monday.
See you on the internet. Bye.